All right, this will be my final story for the day. I've done some fun ones, done some others, and whatever. So here we go. Welcome to Stripes Talking Points, and this is final story. I'm back on CNN. I've honestly given myself kind of a headache reading this story, but of course you're completely besotted by Trump all the way through the whole thing. Luke Perry died the other day, which is very sad. He's all over the opinion. However, Cliff found this story, and it just went to opinion. Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and go for it. The real reason Trump is pushing a free speech order on college campuses. For most people out there may or may not know, most colleges, or all colleges, 39% of colleges have 0 Republican professors, and that can kind of be pushed, and that's kind of everywhere. Liberal professors outnumber conservatives nearly 12-1. Studies are out there. Most professors are liberal. This lady here is, look, there's a wall of kids there surrounding the school. They do not want people to get in there. So colleges have tons of liberal professors chase away journalists. They don't want the stories out there. You can actually go and look up the Safe Space video. Just look up outraged students yelling for safe spaces. Anyway, they got it there. So here we go. The real reason Trump is pushing for free speech order on college campuses. So places which receive federal money, which for generations, and I mean generations, were thought of as places of learning, where you came to learn, to get new ideas, to grow as a person. I went to college and I enjoyed it very much. During his rambling 2-hour talk at Conservative Political Action Conference, during his 2-hour speech at CPAC, President Donald Trump said he will soon sign a free speech order for college campuses. What he left out was the justification for the order is based on false interpretation of what is actually going on in college campuses, colleges. This lady here has already decided that this doesn't happen, that there's no shutting down, even though you can't, colleges are basically cutting out conservatives. Any type of non-liberal viewpoint is being removed. This is why we're getting such confusing ideas of gender instead of sex. All this stuff is coming down because colleges have swung far left and they're just off and running. Trump claims he plans on cutting federal funding, or at least in part, to colleges that do not protect views across the political spectrum. To make his point, he called Hayden Williams a conservative activist on stage. William alleges that he was punched at University of California, Berkeley, when he tried to express a conservative viewpoint. Now, he is not alleging that. CNN, here's your actual video of him being punched in the face by this other guy while trying to set up a Turning Point USA booth. So, there were 2 men involved. Here's CNN's actual video of the guy, not alleging. He was punched at the university while he tried to express a conservative viewpoint. And then she goes on, what happened to Williams, who is not a member of the university community, wandered onto campus and got into a political quarrel of another person. He was a volunteer for Turning Point USA, there to sign people up. The man who allegedly assaulted Williams, yeah, I've got the audio turned off so you don't hear him cussing, screaming at him, yelling at him, who is convinced that this man who allegedly assaulted him, punched him, has been so indoctrinated that any expression of a conservative viewpoint is violence. That is what Trump is talking about, what that guy was attacked for. For years, the right and far right have complained that universities shun their ideas. No. They're not shunning their ideas. They're outright banning them from speaking. In 2017, when white supremacist Richard Spencer was disqualified to speak at Auburn University after a campus police cited safety concerns, he sued the university for violating his free speech right, won his suit, and was ultimately permitted to speak a year later. And no one was harmed by his speech. If you want to stop people like Richard Spencer from having platforms, let them talk. No one cares for what they say. It is very easy to hear an idiot speak and then know that they're saying something bad. And last year, protests at Berkeley erupted ahead of a planned appearance of right-wing Milo Yiannopoulos. Right-wing, a gay Jew. A gay Jewish commentator, Milo Yiannopoulos. Students and other members didn't want him because of his alleged neo-Nazi and white supremacist views. A gay Jewish man who is living with his black boyfriend is an alleged neo-Nazi white supremacist. He denies that he is white supremacist. He doesn't deny apparently he's neo-Nazi, but that's CNN has already got this. In response to backlash, in response to burning, to fighting, to protests, no action was taken. There was no, I don't know if anyone expelled over that. Yiannopoulos accused the protesters of being opposed to free speech. They were violently protesting. They caused $100,000 in damage. They were violently organized rioters. So what did the college do? They banned removed Yiannopoulos from being able to come. He accused them of being intolerant, burning and protesting. Trans dykes are good. Trans dykes are good and pure. I don't understand that at all. Milo, no Milo. So, protesters, rioters, burning, breaking stuff. I don't know. That's Wells Fargo. I don't know if that's on the campus. Anyway, so they canceled his speech. University banned 150 masked agitators who they could have arrested and expelled from college. But they really didn't make much of an effort. They just pulled people back and canceled it. So when Trump says he wants people from varying political views to have protection under the First Amendment, gay Jewish man who was actually scheduled to speak with a woman, so a gay Jewish man and a woman are banned from speaking because of conservative viewpoints. Alleged neo-Nazi white supremacists, the people alleging that are not able to show any evidence whatsoever that this ever happened. They just don't. There's nothing. Milo and everyone has denied it enough times where if you do any research or any looking into them, they're not there. Under the first, he means people like Milo Yiannopoulos, gay Jewish people who are foreign-born and want to come and speak on campuses. His threat to pull federal funding from any college that does not comply will presumably give federal government the power to demand some time on university platforms for far-right ideas, including potentially theories of white supremacy and denials of climate change. Colleges are meant to be places of learning, places where different ideas come together, clash, and we can sort it out. We have extreme far-left ideas. Communism has murdered more people in the world than fascism ever did. More people died under Russian rule in the Crimea than died in the Holocaust. Those are facts. Far-right, far-left ideologies need to be brought out, debated against each other, and people allowed to see them. Denials of climate change. Who cares? Let them come and talk. There's enough scientific data out there that you can go through with them. Let the Flat Earth people talk. I watched a documentary on Flat Earth. It was awesome. It was hilarious. Don't believe anything that you didn't already believe before. Trump, who has autocratic tendencies. autocratic, who has committed fewer executive orders than Obama, but still autocratic, just like presidents are becoming, has learned how to weaponize values of liberal democracy. Free speech is a value of a liberal democracy. Shutting down free speech through violent riots and protests is not liberal democracy. That is a totalitarian state. Yale history professor Tom Spivey explains in The Road to Unfreedom, the authoritarian takeover begins with the would-be authoritarian suppressing factuality. He explains how modern-day authoritarians, even aspiring ones, have devised ingenious methods of torpedoing the truth. This article from CNN is actually trying to torpedo the truth. If you can easily point out that that these people are extremely riotous, violently so, to any speech which does not agree 100% with what they believe, there is a problem. And that's what we're starting to see. Should Trump actually hand down such an order, universities will most likely find themselves embroiled in lawsuits as they continue trending the path between protecting serious debate about the issues of the day and giving people who want to spread lies a license to poison debate. So if someone like Milo, a gay Jewish man who was coming to speak with a woman on campus to talk about, I guess, being gay and Jewish, that is poisoning the debate. Don't forget that when you talk about the far left, they have violently attacked military personnel. They were trying to stab Ben Shapiro, a conservative Jew, not a gay Jew. I don't know if you know this, but both have been called white supremacist and fascist. When I don't know if you know a little bit about the history of fascism, they don't like Jewish people. And by and large, a gay Jew would not be in the far white neo-Nazi group. They just don't fit in. But anyway, those are my thoughts on this. Allegedly, this guy here, who's now under arrest, who in video punched the other guy in the face, who was setting up a Turning Point USA speech table to recruit, and then this is the pictures of Berkeley. And then Berkeley cancels it. Look, the video is actually burning a MAGA hat. How nice is that? Here's the CNN video from the event. Perfectly normal, perfectly safe. That's just what happens when people come to speak. No safe place for racists. This is war. This is what they're trying to force colleges to accept is this is not war. That generally what they say, safe space for racists, these kids are the racists. These are the sexists. These are the same kids who formed the wall blocking everyone else. Very unique. Thank you and have a great day.